So, Suze, today's episode is basically about me. I'm doing this podcast a bit different. Week after week after week, I will be interviewing people, and there's going to be a lot of fun things on my podcast and stuff like that. But I thought, do you know what? Might as well start off about me, as I am the host. And I had people, some people might recognise me, some people might not. Like, just a little bit of background of me, really. And I feel like today is going to be a bit of therapy for me, because there's a lot of things that I've wanted to say that I've never said, and it's not all what it seems when
just stuff you want to get off your chest, like you say. It's like therapy.
It's like therapy, yeah. And
okay.
And I feel like, I just want to get this weight off my shoulder, and tell everyone it's going to be very juicy.
Right then.
Very juicy. I don't owe anyone anything. Like, the people that I'm going to be talking about today are in the public eye, and I have got mutual friends with them. Well, friends, acquaintances, however you want to say it, but I don't owe no one shit. And and you know what, every week I am going to have juicy stuff in my podcast, so everyone needs to keep tuning in because I've got a lot to say. I've got a big voice and I intend to use it.
Biannca bears all.
Biannca bears
all. The tea.
Yeah. And I will be spilling the tea on a lot of people, and actually people watching this, they're going to be thinking, fuck,
what's she going to say about
people
me?
In the public eye, they're going to be like, fuck, what else is she going to say? Although, if I still talk to that person and respect that person, I won't ever say anything about him. But I've been to a lot of wild parties, Suze. Like,
you've got lots to tell, really.
I've lived.
You have. I know you have.
Oh my God, Suze, can you believe I'm actually finally here?
Finally, yes.
What the hell? So, as you know, I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I reached out to some people in the public eye, and they said they'll do it with me. And then I started doing a podcast with a few other people, and our lives were just, they weren't balancing. Like, they were like off doing whatever. Yeah, and so I thought, do you know what? I don't need anyone else. I can just do it on my own.
Of course you can.
And I felt like I was hiding behind people.
Not you, B.
Yeah, no.
That's not your character. No.
So I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
And how mad's this? I've been having the weirdest dreams, right? That my veneers have been falling out. And when I looked it up, it was like, you're not using your full potential. And so I just thought, you know what, it must be a sign.
That is a sign.
Exactly. So,
whole tooth, not but the tooth.
oh my God, it is called Biannca bears all.
Oh God, what have you got me here for today, B?
And
bit goss.
Do you know what? Like, I didn't want to do my first podcast without anyone but you. I've known you for years,
Yeah,
Susie.
we have actually.
Yeah, we've had just so much fun together. And
we have. It's been about, what I say, you're like one of those friends, you know, when you sort of like, you spend years sort of in contact and then you sort of drift apart, but then you come back, and it's like paths intertwined there. So that's what I think you call.
No, that's proper friendship, that is. 100%. And I've got a few friends like that.
Me too.
I can't stand them like clingy ones. Like,
oh no, I can't.
Even when you go out with girls, right? Even when you go out with girls and they want you all to themselves. Oh,
no.
Do you know what? Back in the day, right, my mates, because, you know, I don't really party that much anymore, but like back in the day, I used to like, it was funny. We used to walk into a nightclub and I would go one way. Some of the girls would go the other way, and we would meet up right at the end and be like, any after parties? Like, it's mad.
I prefer that.
Yeah.
I actually do. A bit of a free spirit as well.
Yeah. So. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right, so where do we start? So,
B, spill the tea. What's happening?
Okay, so I am probably more known for being in Big Brother. And so I was in Big Brother, and with it all coming back, can you imagine? Oh my God, it's actually coming back.
Oh no, I'm actually really excited.
It starts next week. Just putting it out there. I'm going on Big Brother's on the side.
Oh my God, are you?
I don't know.
You've got to be. Come on, Big Brother's bit on the side. We've got to have B. Come on.
Just putting it out there, no, so I was on Big Brother's 14 in 2015, so it's nearly a decade.
Oh my God.
How mad's that?
Just flying.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? I might as well start it with that because there is a big interest in it now. You know, people going for auditions and stuff like that. So I thought, I might as well just, you know, like, start it like this. So here goes. So basically, I was an obsessed Big Brother fan. Like, every year I auditioned for 5 years straight. I weren't going to stop, as you know. There'll be often times actually you call me and I'm like, I'm in the queue. I've only been in the queue for 8 hours.
But you've got to be persistent.
And a few times they said no. So then I would go back and queue again. Oh my God. And yeah, it was mad. And every year I was auditioning 5 years straight and I weren't going to stop until I got a yes. And it's actually quite funny because in the auditions, I was in the groups with like Charlie Ucci and Ashleen, and they were getting in and I wasn't. And I thought, right, what have all these people got that are getting on the show that I haven't got? And I put on my Katie Price head on and I thought, they've all been impressed, right? So I thought, right, I've got to get myself in some press, ain't I, right? So, and you know, being from Essex, it's not really hard, not really. So, at the time, I got approached to do a documentary called "Is It Better to Be Single or Settled?" with Cherry Healey, and I was the single girl. I'm always bloody single.
Oh God, not you.
Yeah. And there was a girl that was settled, and on this TV show, I said I'd slept with about 200 men. Nassus, like, I mean, okay.
How was that?
Right. So this is the thing, right? 200 men over 10 years. So I was a promoter and a podium dancer, right? So I'm going out every night, promoting and all that. I'm going to meet a hot bloke like most of the night. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, sorry, I'm not going to sleep with you. My numbers are going to go up. Drop me out, mate. You're fucking hot, right?
If you enjoy yourself, it's
yeah,
exactly.
Business. And the thing is, if you add up 200 men in over 10 years, it's not that bad. I mean, I'm not good with maths. Are you good with maths?
When it comes to that, let's just pretend it's all right.
Yeah, yeah. But like, literally, yeah, 200 over 10 years is not that bad, I don't think. I mean, I have calmed down a lot. Over the last 4 years, I'm so over meaningless sexos. I'm so over it.
Are you?
Yes, I am so fucking am.
You love it. You love a bit of D.
No. No, but listen, I'm so bloody over it. Like, I'm like, you know, have sex with someone I'm in love with. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah, you're ready for that side of it.
And so anyway, I said that and it got me in the press like I needed to, right? But I didn't like say, oh, I'm going to say that and I might get impressed. I didn't think of it like it just bloody happened. I just kept saying out loud to the universe, I need to get impressed. I need to get impressed. And so, yeah, I got on this morning. It went in the press. This morning contacted me. And then Big Brother contacted me. And
so that's how it all happened.
That's how it all happened.
Right, okay.
And I didn't even audition that year. They contacted me. Now, when they contacted me, I was happy at first. And then I was like, oh, fucking hell. Because what they were doing is they said, we don't want to put you in the actual house yet. What we want you to do is go in the fake house. Now, before Big Brother starts, you have a fake house where it's still the Big Brother house, but there's no live audience, and it comes on a week before Big Brother starts, so they know where the lighting's going to go and the sounding, the cameramen and all of that. And you know, there's like all the furniture's there, exactly how
like
it is.
Test run.
Yeah, the furniture's got like plastic wrapped on it. You know, I mean, you know me, I love a bit of plastic. So yeah, everything's the same. It's just there's no audience, right? And so I thought, oh, do you know what? I am an obsessed fan. I was like, at least I get to experience it. But the reason why I wasn't very happy is because not that many people get to go in the main house once you've done that. And they sort of like use you to be a guinea pig, basically, but they don't really want you for the real house. I think it's only ever happened to Nikki that's gone in the fake house and then actually gone in.
That happened with her?
Yeah. Okay. But I thought, oh, do you know what? Fuck it. For the experience, I'm going to go in. At least I can say I've experienced my long dream, right? So when we all walked in, I didn't go in as Biannca. I went in as a colour, and I was colour pink. And like, say, I don't know, Pavel was the colour blue, Zoe was the colour green. So we weren't using our real names when we went in. So, and by the way, the fake house was amazing. It was so much juicier than the actual house that I actually went in. Right. Like, and you know what? Because they had seen me, and some people had recognised me that I'd been impressed before, and we'll get to that in a minute. They kept coming for me. And I think Big Brother then realised I could hold an argument because they just kept attacking me all the time, which in the long run, it worked. It worked. But yeah, so when that fake house was done, because none of us knew what was going on and stuff. So when that fake house was done, the taxi man said to me, are you going in Big Brother? And I was like, oh, I don't know. He went, oh, it's strange. Everyone's come out as their real name when they all went in as a colour.
Right.
But you're still coming out as pink.
Oh,
so I'm not coming out as Biannca.
You got really excited.
Yeah, and everyone's right. So I thought, oh my God, there's a bit of hope for me. Like, I'm excited, right? And I kept like looking at the producers to see if they're like looking at me any other sort of way. They wasn't giving anything out, right? Anyway, a week later, and I'm constantly on my like looking at my phone. My phone ain't fucking rang, is it? I'm like, come on.
Yes.
Not happening.
Every time I text or anything, oh my God.
Not happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, do you know what? Fuck you, big brother. I'm flying back out to Marbella, right? I lived out in Marbella prior and stuff like that. And I thought, I'm not bloody watching your shitty show, right? Even though I love
don't want me, so don't want you.
Shitty show. You can do one. You don't want me, so fucking do one. And yeah, so I flew out to Marbella and I was out there for a good 3 months. And then I was on the beach and I got a phone call. Now, prior to that, a week before, there was this really annoying bloke that kept fucking ringing me and I managed to block his number. So when I kept getting unknown numbers, I kept going, oh, it's fucking him again. Fuck off. Like, get the message, right? And then something said to me, answer the phone. I'm on the beach on my own and I hear a voice, Suze, right? Now, I know we hear voices a lot, don't we?
Speak for yourself. No, but it's just one of those feelings. It's like an intuitive feeling.
But I heard this voice and he said, pick up the phone. And right? Literally. Okay. I must have cancelled the call 3 times. Right? Like, piss off, will ya? Leave me alone, to this guy. And something just said, answer the phone. And I answered the phone and went, hi, this is Big Brother. And at first I thought someone's fucking winding me up.
God, yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
God.
But I didn't bother like, hanging up or anything like that. And they said, we're thinking of putting you in because the ratings were going down on the show and stuff, right?
Right, okay,
That's why they had to like spice it up.
Yes, that's right. You did go in a little bit.
Yeah.
How long had it been?
Right, so this is what happened. So this 3 weeks before the show's about to end, right? They rang me up and they said, we want to put either you in or you're auditioning over another girl right now. They said, we're going to call you back in half an hour, but we want to ask you some questions, right? I didn't know what questions they were going to ask me. I hadn't watched Big Brother. So all I thought of was, oh my God, let me quickly ring my sister because she loves Big Brother, right? And she knows me well and she knows everything about me, my sister, right? So I rang her. I went, Emma, oh my God. This was after I cried, bawled my eyes out. I think I bawled my eyes out on the beach for a minute. Fucking hell. Well, imagine I was this obsessed fan, right?
God, yeah, that's just like overwhelming. Yeah. It's exciting.
And all them years of me auditioning, right?
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. So yeah, I rang my sister. I went, Emma, who am I going to like in the house? Who am I going to hate? And who am I going to fancy? She went, right, you're going to fancy Winston. You're going to not like Helen. And you're going to like Mark, right?
So gave you the heads up.
Yeah, gave me the heads up. But how weird's this? When they called back, they asked me the same questions.
Oh my God.
How mad's that? Now, I said I didn't like Helen. When I went in there, it was not how you see on TV. She was a bitch. She was a bitch. She come across as a bitch. When I went in there, she's not a bitch. She's lovely and she's fucking real. So me and her ended up being like really best mates. But no, I went in there. I remember actually, they said to me, we're gonna fly you back tomorrow. Right. God. Now, I've been on the beach for like 3 months, right? I'm not being funny. I look like I've been dragged through a fucking bush backwards. My hair was a state. Like, I just wasn't ready. They went, you ain't got time to go and like
sort yourself
out. And back then, I wished I'd just said to my mum, Mum, leave a few weeks at the desk or something. I don't know.
There's so much going on though in a short period of time. You just got to get there.
Exactly. Someone picked me up from the airport. I went straight into the got out of the car. They told me to put a paper bag over my head, not a plastic one, paper one.
Oh my God.
And I went straight to the hotel and then just imagine like they took away my phone when I don't think there was a TV or anything in there. So all night I was like, oh my God, I'm going in tomorrow. I was like, I'm going to be famous. He's like singing,
But finally, all that work and effort, I mean, you're thinking this is it.
Yeah. And then in the morning I went in with another 2 people. It was Zoe Burkitt, who was on Pop Idol, and a guy called Pav, an Asian guy called Pav.
Oh, I remember that actually.
Yeah. And how mad's this as well? I was literally looking up Zoe like a few months before, because often people that I like follow, like, I don't know, on social media, or if they're on like a music like show or whatever, sometimes I often think like, oh, I wonder what they're doing now. Like, do you know what I mean? And how weird is this that I actually was looking her up? Like, I don't actually think I even told her this, but I was actually looking her up a few months before. Also, it's because I was doing a girl band project and I was thinking, what's she doing? Because maybe she could, like, you know, maybe collab with us or what. I don't know. It was something like that. So obviously when I went in, oh my God, it was the most amazing experience. Now, Suze, I went in as a stripper, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's also going to have their favourites. I knew I wasn't
tough. It's tough to get in that late.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to win. So I just had fun. And you know, when I'm drunk, I love getting my bits out.
Oh my God, you do, yes.
I love getting my tits out.
Biannca bears all.
So I have this urge. Yeah, Biannca bears all, literally.
You love it.
I just have this urge all the time when I'm drunk. I just don't know what it is. It's like, again, this little voice comes to me and goes, Biannca, fucking do it.
You've got a great set of bangers. Why not? Show them off.
So I was just running around the house like a lemon, like literally.
Just
having
yourself.
fun. And I was always drunk anyway because there was always alcohol everywhere. And I was just running around having fun. And then I was in there for 5 days. And then I kid you not, I got fucking voted out. Now listen, I probably did the most in them 5 days and a lot of them people in the 3 months, right? And everyone's like, oh my God, you didn't last very long, did you? Listen, I was still the chosen one, bitch, right? I was still the chosen girl that got chosen after all these years. I went in there and then the ratings went back down apparently and they kept throwing me back in for tasks. So I was back in the house.
Oh, I can't remember you.
Yeah.
I can't remember that.
I think, because a lot of people switched off. All my friends and everything switched off. Like, oh, Bianca's out now. I'm not watching it anymore. But they kept putting me back in. And I was on Big Brother's Bit on the Side every day, right? So they loved them. They must have loved me. So they need me back on this year, right?
They do.
They
do. I agree with that.
And, so went back on there. And when I got evicted, again, I put on my Katie Price head on and I thought, right, I'm not just leaving. Oh no.
What did you do?
I'm not just leaving quietly. So
yes.
the doors opened.
I remember.
I got out my tip, right? Because there's another girl coming out after me, right? I got tipped off that there was another girl getting voted out after me. So I thought, right, I'm going to be in the front of the sun, right? So I got my bloody tits out, didn't I? Now it's funny, right? When you and when you see this clip, Suze, it's actually quite hilarious because there's a guy that's doing this. The cameraman is literally doing this, but I think he's telling me like to turn that way so he can take a picture of me. But I thought he was telling me to get him out again. So when I come down the podium and Emma Willis is standing there, and I do it again, and she was like, she didn't know where to put her hands. She was like, because she's coming,
shock factor as well.
Coming towards me, like, So yeah, no, it was such an amazing experience, and I loved every minute of it. And it was when I got evicted, I was really gutted, but I knew, like, obviously, you know, I was a bit like peed off that Pav got to stay in there because like Pav was quite boring sort of thing. I thought he was in there.
But maybe because people thought you gave so much so quick. Yeah. Would you say that you regret that?
No, I don't, because I knew I weren't going to last very long, right? You know, who's going to like a stripper, right? And everyone's going to have their favourites.
Helen won and she was more than a stripper.
Yeah, but I think they realised that they got to know her personality.
That is true.
So they realised,
you know, she had more of a chance to.
And people don't, and she's such a lovely person inside and out, and people just think bad of her straight away. But if you actually get to know the girl, and she's one of the people I still talk to, her and Steve. But yeah, so that was that. And it was just an amazing experience.
So what happened after Big Brother then? There's other stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. TV is not something that, believe it or not, is not something that I've always wanted to do, right? I sort of just fell into it. So one night I was out in Faces, good old Faces, right?
God, I remember the place.
Oh my God, that was so proper, like back in the day.
It was the place to go.
Oh my God. And we were all partying in Faces, me and my friends, and there was a group of boys that we were that like sort of asked us to like join their table, and like we started like partying with them and stuff like that. I didn't know who these people were, right? And but we had a few friends in common, so that's why they sort of told us to come over to the party, whatever. And the moral of the story is, I got asked to go to a party. Now, I have never ever met Jade Goody in my life. And I'd never, ever met her now widow, Jack Tweed. But when Jade had just died, I think it worked out like it was like a month after, her widow, Jack, was at Faces. And it was his party we was going to. We went back to this sick mansion in Repton Park in Chigwell. and everyone's partying and sex in every room. And because I'm not being funny, you're not going back to someone's house for a coffee and a biscuit, right?
Might be a bit of soggy biscuit.
It was like, I mean, listen, I'm a single girl, right? I'm a single girl.
You really shouldn't have to justify yourself when you.
I'm prime. I'm single. And so literally everyone's going back. All these hot boys are going back. All these girls are going back, and literally everyone's boogieing, having a little like whatever, and then everyone starts drifting off in different rooms, and I drifted off in a different room.
Who with?
And, basically, I had a threesome with he wasn't on Towie then, but he now is. I don't know if he still is because I don't watch it, but Arj, although technically Arj can get up. So if he can't get it up, that's not really a threesome, is it?
Well, no, because he's not actually done the deed.
I think I made him.
The attempt was there, but I am a fan of Arj. I think he's brilliant. He's doing so well for himself. But I mean, I was going to actually ask you what's he like in bed, but that's a shame.
I don't know, but I mean, we obviously had like a fumble in the jungle in that, and but when it got to the nitty gritty, he couldn't put it in.
Oh.
So anyway, I think me and the other guy just carried on, and he just stood there like a lemon, and then. And I think Jack was in the other room. Jack Tweed was in the other room, having sex with someone, and then he tried getting in my room. Greedy.
God, I was going to say, whoa, it's like line up next.
But we didn't open the door, and yeah, so the party was just mad. Sex in every room. Everyone was just all at it, right? Now I don't remember sleeping. Right, we were just partying all night. But what I do remember now, looking back, remember Jada Goody has just died, right? So there's press all around Jack. But when I got back to the house, I then realised, oh my God, we're at Jack Tweed's house. I knew of him, but I didn't really know, like, sort of thing. And when in the morning, when I went out on the balcony, I thought I saw a flash, but I wasn't sure because I was looking around and there was nothing there. And then when I went back inside, I think there was a knock on the door, if I remember rightly, and Jack went to the front door and he had said to us all, girls, you can't leave yet because there's press outside. And remember, I'd never ever been in press in my whole life ever, and I'd never ever wanted to be in press, right? So we waited a good 2 hours before they left, whatever. And I remember all the boys were jumping over the fence to get out of the house, but we ain't jumping over fences for shit, right? Like with girls, hello, like we're cocking our leg up on that high fucking fence. So we just waited for a good couple of hours. Anyway, we leave the house now. I kid you not, 4 paparazzi men jump out of the fucking bush and they start papping us. What the fuck, right? So we got our Uber and we quickly jumped in our Uber. And literally, I mean, I'd only ever seen this on fucking movies, Suze, right? But these paparazzi guys were chasing us down the fucking street. Now, I was living in Gants Hill at the time, but we was in Chigwell. So from Chigwell to Gants Hill, the paparazzi men were all chasing us. It was absolutely mad. It was scary. It was, oh my God, right? And so that all happened, and I was getting dropped off at my house in Gants Hill, so now they know where I live, right? So I asked one of the girls I was with, oh, can you just stay with me for a few days? Because I'm fucking shitting myself. I was literally shaking. This is not my life. This has never happened to me before. Right? I lived a sheltered life before this. In fact, because of all this is why I went wild. Do you know what I mean?
Gave you the taste.
Yeah. Well, not that. It's just it basically blacklisted my name. It fucked up my name. I was modelling for BMW Grand Prix. I got sacked. I was in a girl group. We got dropped by a tour. Literally everything. The press contacted us and said, you have to talk. And we were like, we're not going to talk. They were like, they put up a picture of us 3, like mug shots. Do you know these girls? In I think it was News of the World. And apparently the phones went mental. It came out that I was a stripper. No one knew I was a stripper. I used to strip abroad. No one knew I was a stripper, right? And literally, oh my God, it was just fucking mad, right? So I never went to Jack. Someone went to Jack. Oh, and by the way, when we did start talking, one of the girls said, oh, we're just cleaners. We were in there cleaning. So it come out a band of scrubbers. Because when they started doing their, when they started doing all their research, they realised that we was in a girl group called Dice, right? And then it come out Randy Jack romps 3 girls. Because obviously they didn't know that there was a load of boys because they all started jumping over the fence. So they didn't know that all the boys were there. So anyway, so one of the girls went to Jack and said, look, can we do a bit of damage control here? Because they're saying with this and that, and like, it's not fair. Like, they're just throwing anything out there, whatever. And he said, yes, you can talk. Just don't say I had sex. He did have sex. At the time, we said he didn't have sex, but he fucking did. Right? He done one of the girls and then he wanted to do me after. He didn't, but he did. Right? Anyway, so, I mean, when we spoke, remember, Jack said that we were allowed to speak, right? One of the girls got a cigarette put out on her face in the street. We were now these kiss and tell girls. Even though Jack said we were allowed to talk, it's just we're not allowed to say certain things. I went to a party and Mark Wright, who was on Towie, that was, I don't know if they're mates now, but that was Jack's best friend. Mark Wright was never at the party, but Mark Wright and Arj wasn't famous then, and they all used to flock around Jack, you know, because they wanted to be famous, and be all beggy and that. And so Mark had to get on the bit of action, even though Mark Wright wasn't actually at the party. And he went on the mic and went, get out. He saw me and he went, get out the party, you dirty little slag. Go and sell another story, right? What the fuck? And the next day, I mean, this party was sick. There were so many hot boys there. I really wanted to be at this party, Suze, and he kicked me out. Right? You fucking kicked me out. I was so gutted that night. So the next day, I messaged him on Facebook. I was like, Mark, what the fuck? And he went, yeah, girls like you. So what he meant like girls like you was, when we was at Faces and that happened, right? A couple of weeks later, we all go back to Faces again. But we know Mark's group's over there and we're fucking staying away from him now because we've had nothing but fucking nightmares with that group. But they asked us to go back again. We didn't go back that night, but another group of girls did. And that night, these group of girls were all on Jack and all his mates. That girl cried rape the next day from that party.
No, you're joking.
Yeah. Do you remember that? And he was on bail, so he went to prison. Jack went to prison.
Oh my God, I do remember this now.
It was supposed to be us that went back that night, but we said we weren't going back. If we had, that would never have happened, right? Yeah, but it's not lucky because we wouldn't have fucking cried rape. We wouldn't have cried rape. Like, but so that is what Mark's saying, right? From the Facebook message, girls like you, get my friend put in prison.
Right, okay.
So I totally understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, like that wasn't the case.
He's obviously thought, yeah, it's you guys, so.
Exactly. Then after all that happened, it was a bit crazy. And then 5 years later, I go on Big Brother, right?
Right, okay, so
after
5 years
all that happened. So even though I knew I needed to get impressed, and I had been impressed before, I hadn't been in current press. That's why I had to get myself impressed to get in Big Brother. Can you see how there's a point of this whole conversation?
Yes.
Like, we're going around in a circle. Can you see how I'm doing it? I'm not just like putting shit out there. This has basically been my whole life. Well, yeah, sort of. And I mean, it's a bit like therapy talking about all this now, actually. And because that stepping outside that house that fucking night, and I know it was because Jade was like the Big Brother's princess, and I get why all the craziness that happened around Jack at that party, because she had just died and he's throwing a party. Like, do you know what I mean? But it did shape my life and it sort of ruined my life, and it blacklisted. I wanted to be like a proper artist and stuff like that, and no one ever took you serious. So I just thought,
put you in a bad light.
I might as well do reality TV. I might as well do this, do that. Fuck it. Everyone's already made up their mind about me now anyway, so it is what it is. So when I come out of Big Brother, which was 5 years after all of that happened, Helen, we always said, whoever wins on the show, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to win, but I said it anyway. Whoever wins on the show of Big Brother, they take the other 8 to Ibiza. Helen won. She took us all to Ibiza. All we had to do was get our spending money, bless her. And you know what? No one else would have done it either. I know no one else would have done it, but she stuck to her word. She flew, I think, all 8 of us out to Ibiza. We had a really nice villa. I think the villa was like $8,000.
I remember seeing the pictures, actually.
And then we had a swimming pool, and we had a chef stay with us for a whole week. Oh my God, babe. It was like, it was amazing. And Jack messaged me on Twitter. Hi, babe.
Oh my God, no way. So what did he say? Yeah, what did he say?
I my phone 3 times. I was like,
what did he say in the message?
It was like, I've always liked you, and like, when you get back, so I was like, I'm in Ibiza at the minute. He was like, because apparently that night of Faces, right? And I do remember his mate said to me, Jack wants your blue BlackBerry pin. Do you remember BlackBerry pin back in the day? Jack wants your BlackBerry pin. And I never had a BlackBerry pin, right? But my mate did. And I went, oh, I ain't got a pin, but my mate has. That's the one that ended up shagging him. But apparently it was always posted me or whatever. But now I do remember, like, he used to do shout outs to me and all of that, you know, within like when all that happened and then after and all of that. So it's all a bit weird. I don't know. But anyway, so me being an idiot, I started seeing Jack. And then I basically have been sleeping with Jack for 9 years on and off, and it finished last May. I've been his dirty little secret. Oh, yes. And it come out in the paper, May, that he's got a girlfriend, right? Now, a few months before that, it went sick because apparently they've been together for 6 months. Well, I've been sleeping with him the whole 6 months. But before that, there was another girl that came out the woodworks. So I just thought maybe he's like, because he wants to stay irrelevant and something. So maybe he's just getting these girls to say they're his girlfriend. But one time I climbed out of his bed and that story come out that morning going, he's now got a girlfriend, which was really fucking weird. But I didn't even bother mentioning it to him because I was like, whatever. And then this time, last May, it come out that he had a girlfriend and everything. And I was thinking, that's fucking weird. And now there's been a lap and we've been bareback. And for everyone that don't know what bareback is, you don't use a condom. Now, he always said to me, it's just me and you. I mean, touch wood, I've never ever had anything. And I keep on top of all of that shit, right? But, yeah, so we'd been sleeping together, whatever. And actually, he contacted me a couple of weeks ago. And first he went, do you want to fuck? Oh, charming.
Oh my God, that's just says.
Yeah, and then I ignored it. And then a week later, he messaged me going, oh, you right, babe, how are you? And I just said, no, I'm never going to go back there, like, whatever. So in a way, I thought this would be good to talk about because it sort of draws a line on it now. He'll get the message now, leave me the fuck alone. It's all out there now. Your dirty little secret's out there. And, but like towards the last year, he started like getting in my head a bit, saying like, oh, I wish like me and you and Sydney, like my daughter, like could like run away together. And he was asking his mates if they would like come out for dinner with us so no one knows that we're together. I don't know if he thinks that like he's one of the Kardashians. No one's gonna give a fuck, right? I don't know, right? Like whatever. So yeah, the last year he started trying to like get in my head a bit. Before that, I just always knew it was sex. And it's funny because we would go to like say Club 195. Club 105, God, I don't know Club 105. And like he'll turn up with a girl, or I'll turn up with a guy, and we'll see each other and we just drop the hands of whoever we're with, and then we just go off. Like it was just mad. And yeah, actually I got a funny story about this, right? So I used to go to his mum's house in Buckhurst.
Oh my God, I think I know this.
Yeah, I think she's moved now, but so I can say all these addresses and stuff. But yeah, I think that yes, I think he locked himself out, so we got through the window or something. We made some noise, and anyway, imagine this, right? So I'm having sex with him, yeah. Mum opens the door, like Jack, not another one, Jack. Like this. Obviously, it's not my boyfriend, so I don't give a fuck. Like whatever, right? And then she was like, "What is your name? What is your name?" Imagine Jack's penis is still inside me at this point. Right, because we're doing anal, right?
Oh my God, seriously.
And I was like, Biannca. And she was like, does your mum know you're here? Does your mum know you're here? And Jack was like, oh, get lost, mum. And all I kept thinking is, Jack, don't talk to your mum like that. If I talk to mum like that, he told his mum to fuck off. I was like, Jack, you can't talk to your mum like that. If I talk to mum like that, I'll be buried in the garden, right? And then she was like, I'm going to come over there and I'm going to rip your head off. She was like, just get out of my house. So I said, right, I'm going. And he went, no, you're not. And then anyway, we fell asleep. Sort of killed the mood and we fell asleep, right? In the morning now, it's home time. And I was like, right, all I need to do is just get to
Did you have sex before you went home?
No, I don't think we did. No, we could, wake up and then.
Oh.
And then I remember like the door, as I'm walking down the stairs, the doorbell's run through. The door fucking bell. The mum's run to the door, so I can't just
the timing. You
and like she opens the door, and again I look like I've been dragged through a bush backwards. My hair's all over the place, and literally there was a mat, and I tripped over the mat, and her and her mate are like just looking.
Oh, that's just typical. When you're feeling like that,
I just quickly jumped in a fucking Uber, and it was like go. It was just so fucking cringe, and we used to laugh about the story, like me and Jack, like about what happened and stuff like that. But I just think like it's really weird because even though like okay, he had this girlfriend, he's got this girlfriend, I think they're still together, whatever. And but this year, like he sometimes puts on events for Jade, and he invites me, and he's like, oh, there's a bouncy castle for like your daughter and all of that, like what the fuck. And like he's always asking me to go to these events, and I don't go, but I stalk them. And like all of her family is there, like Jade's family is there, like he's there with like his family and the girlfriend. So I would be walking into that whole situation. I just think it's really fucking bizarre.
That is,
Isn't it weird?
Just thinking, is there like more other girls?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
that too as well.
I know. Like I thought maybe because like I come out of Big Brother, maybe it was a Big Brother connection because I've noticed he's dating a lot of people from Big Brother, right? So maybe that. But towards the end, he started doing weird things. Like I once went to his house, and normally like he would tell me this stuff, how like, oh, he's falling for me and all of this, and this is after we've had sex. It's not like he's done it before to get knickers off, do you know what I mean? So I started believing it, seeing it, and then like he started like sometimes coming around my house, and then he would have a shower before he goes home, but he's literally just moved up the road from me. So why are you having a shower like if you like, it's just all so there was signs there. It was just all a bit fucking weird, do you know what I mean? But I mean, at the time, for the 9 years...
But that's it now, you're done.
No, for the 9 years I was sleeping with him, I was a bit of fun. I didn't want a boyfriend anyway. I'd come out of a 6.5-year relationship, put me off for life. That's why for 10 years I went wild. And, you know, some people will be like, she's a slag. No, I wasn't even a slut. I was just popular. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And I mean, guys act like that as well, but they get called slag.
It's right for the guys.
Yeah, exactly. They get the high
That is annoying, that.
Exactly.
Girls get bad name.
And so, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, actually, one more thing, right? This is actually quite funny, right? So, because obviously talking about anal, this is like something different. So, oh, my God. So, I had anal once, right? And literally, he pulled out his penis.
What, Jack? Oh.
That just reminded me, so I had to say it. There was a bit of sweet corn in his penis, just one sweet corn, Suze. Just the one.
Oh my God. That's mental.
Well, I think we should,
oh my God.
That.
Yeah, that's just amazing. That is just a proper sweet romantic story.
Just one little thing. How could I possibly...
One little thing? What are we talking about now, Marge?
How could I possibly forget this?
Sorry, Marge.
It works out, yeah. It worked out, right, that when Arj had that threesome or that little whatever it was, fumble in the jungle, he was with Lydia, right, who is also on Towie.
Oh,
and what it is Arj wasn't on Towie then, right? So when it come out in the press, because I think when I get drunk, I might talk about a few things that I shouldn't really talk about. And I mean, I'm not drunk now, but fuck it, because I'm over it. And I don't owe them shit either, right? So it's like, whatever. And yeah, so it come out, I think I was on Big Brother and I might have said something to someone or something, and it just come out or whatever. So then that went in the press that, like, I don't know, it come out in the press that he had a fat willy.
So basically you got him in trouble.
I didn't say he had a fat willy.
I thought you said
I was drunk. I can't remember what his fucking willy like looks like, but I think someone he had a fat willy, which was a bit unfair. Like in the paper.
Fat willy.
A fat willy.
But that's what you want, isn't it? What's wrong with a fat one?
A nice girth, Suze. It's all about a nice girth.
Yeah, but I thought you said he had a small penis.
But I think it was like you said, it was like a fat little sausage or something. That's what they said.
Oh, like an acorn.
Yeah. I didn't say that. So obviously they said that to Juice up the press. So I didn't say that. But when that happened, he was with Lydia, weren't he? But he wasn't on Towie. But then when that story come out about the threesome, whatever, they play it on Towie, and that's one of the reasons why they sort of break up, because on Towie it says a girl's come out the woodworks. They didn't say it was me. They didn't put my name in the press.
Are you sure it was you?
It was me. It was me. He admits it to Lydia, and the timing it is all the same. But Arj come to my strip club and was like, you owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. That all come out. And I was like, are you all right? Like, yeah, you must have been on something that night, because I'm not being funny. He's asking me for an apology. Did I tell you to cheat on your girlfriend? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yeah.